It's BOGO week. BOGOs start Monday, June 23rd. We have some amazing pairings coming your way, and we wanted to try to do something different for you. This will be our first ever BOGO education recording. Next, you're gonna see Lauren and Jared go through all of these pairings individually to help you understand the best ways to share these with your customers.
This is gonna be fun. You know, I think most of us are pretty familiar with using individual essential oils, but sometimes it's a little, well, maybe not fun, but maybe necessary to pair them with other oils. I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about kind of partnering oils together? What's kind of some of the magic for you there?
Oh, I love when you watch the chemistry kind of come together. And I think that as we learn to pair oils, I think more people will have the outcomes that they were expecting by being able to utilize that.
You know, as we talk about foundational wellness, we talk about the job that the oils have, and the nutrition then comes in and takes care of the action. So we want to make sure we keep that in mind today as we talk about this.
I love it. And this helps us be a little bit more efficient. We're in summer, we're busy, tons of activities. So how can we be as efficient as possible by combining some amazing oils for that targeted outcome that we're looking for?
All right, let's go. Should we start with the first one?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Is it me or you?
You.
I'll do the first one. Okay, here we go. The first pairing is, let's see, helichrysum and frankincense. Wow. How do you come up with a better pairing than that?
I don't know.
Sheesh.
As a mom with kids who are super active, super busy, and think that they are invincible, these are two of my favorite, especially in their touch format. I mean, I love them I think helichrysum comes in a 5 ml and frankincense in a 15, but
Of course.
my kids really do think they're invincible. And I don't know what it is about summertime, but I don't know that an hour can go by without someone coming through the door and needing some oils.
It is very amazing.
We know. That's why we reach for it all the time. So quite an amazing combo. And it's a bonus. So I really like them in, again, they're 5 ml and 15 ml form. But now you've got the power of our fractionated coconut oil in there as well. So you're getting all that added moisture benefit. And again, it's summertime. That's an amazing addition as well as the essential oils.
And I love what you're saying there about that skin health. And let's maybe tie it back into that foundational wellness as we talk about VMG. We talk about the E omegas. We talk about PB Restore. Those, along with the oils, really set our skin up in this case for the best chance at success and the best chance at, you know, dealing with the challenges, dealing with the dryness, the heat of the summer, all of those challenges that come with it. That foundational wellness really helps our body. Well, gets rid of all those nutritional gaps that we probably all have, and then allows the oils to really do their magic.
Absolutely. If I'm going to have glowy, dewy skin as a mom, two things I love to reach for. It's an easy skincare routine, but beauty comes from the inside out. So got to meet the nutritional needs.
Love it. All right, let's go to cup 2.
Okay. Oh yeah.
What do we have there?
We have lavender and copaiba.
Wow.
Again, in touch format. So too easy. Again, busy summer. We're all on the go. We're still, most of us have a work schedule, but now the kids are home. We're trying to put in all the activities. So having anything that's on the go, making sure it's easy to use. Kids can use these on their own, makes it that much better.
You know, the touch really is our go-to in our house. I mean, these, especially these specific ones we've got so far. I mean, we're doing a great job of giving some pretty cool oils to talk about. And, you know, copaiba is one of my favorite essential oils. It's one of the most powerful oils out there. So I love this combination. You know, the linalool acetate within the lavender. What a great pairing.
I love the combination to be able to address that calming feeling for skin, also for emotions. So being able to say, hey, I want to get the most out of this moment. I want to be able to get right back out there playing with the kids. The kids want to get out there playing with their friends, whatever their needs are. We know that for sure the outcome we're looking for is going to happen. This amazing pairing.
Ready and taken care of. I love that. You know, and maybe, is this something that you probably use like in the evening or maybe during travel?
Yeah.
How would you see that, using those oils in those situations?
So I think some of my top uses, definitely in the evening time. Summertime, the sun sets way later. My kids are like, no, it's not bedtime. The sun's still up. So it's one of my favorite things to reach for, anything lavender related. Sometimes Serenity, because it has lavender in it. They're packing more into their days and be able to calm and soothe them at the end of the day. And then also, because there's so much activity going on, I watch the more time that my kids have with friends. Sometimes they end up rubbing each other the wrong way, even like the best of friends. But it's just this
That
prolonged
never happens
interaction.
to anybody else, does it?
Prolonged interaction with maybe some extra sugar going on because it's summertime, they're hanging out, and then being able to help them reset really fast and go back and work things out. So many great things on top of, again, now we're having another double bonus for skin benefits, emotional benefits.
That was a big piece that I thought of. I've got a lot of teenagers in my house, and they get at nighttime what I call the Zoom Zooms.
I have no idea what
And
is
all
that?
of a sudden, it's like boom, and they're running around, they're going. I'm like, okay, get all that energy out. But now it's time for some lavender and copaiba. So I think I'm gonna go to that tonight.
Our dog does it with the kids.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I love that
New
so much.
uses all the time.
And maybe let's talk about we paired this with the foundational wellness before. Let's maybe talk about this from a foundational wellness standpoint. If we don't have that nutrition within our bodies, how can our bodies actually effectively calm or put ourselves into a state where we can calm down, be ready for bed, and those types of things? I don't think that's possible.
It's not. So when your cells don't have what they need to function, they send up all the emergency signals.
Yep.
They're asking hey, I'm needing a little bit of support. And sometimes we interpret it correctly and we know hey, I'm thirsty or I need to eat something. But other times we don't. And so I love what oils can do, but we need those nutrients there. So the cells are like, thank you. I heard what you wanted me to do, but I also have the building blocks.
Now we
to
can
do
go
it.
do it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Should we
Number
go on to the next one? Let's
3.
go on to number 3, should we? All right, let's go. What do we have here? Ooh. These look like a couple emotional oils. We've got passion and then cheer.
All right.
Maybe I'm going to throw this one over to you and talk a little bit more about these. Passion and cheer.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
So let's talk about this being the summer vibe check. If
Yeah.
everybody's grouchy, if we're like, the kids want to sit on the couch. I'm like, no, we're going to go outside. If the sun shines out, want to do something. I love being able to have 2 options. There's different reasons that we maybe don't want to check in with life. And sometimes it's just we're feeling down. And sometimes we're like, do I really care? And so we're able to approach it from 2 very different angles. I think one of the most powerful things we can do as a parent is set the atmosphere and the tone of emotion in our home. And so being able to have 2 amazing oils that we can diffuse and set the tone, and our teenagers don't feel like we're imposing because I'm not doing anything directly
Not
to them.
directly to them. Well,
I'm
and that's so great because this one, the passion's got the ginger, that cinnamon, clove, all those
It's a
like
little
warmy, spicy, but kind of like homey and comforting kind of oils too.
Absolutely.
I think that's really great.
I know some of us might need to reach for those when we're like, oh, but it's beautiful out, and today I'm going to go sit in the office instead. So maybe we personally need to reach for it, not just the check for our home. So I love it. Again, very different chemistry, like you said, the very spicy and passion, and then we got the addition of all those wonderful citrus oils.
Citrus oils in the cheer and that high in limonene, that whole like kind of different, vibe that we're kind of going for and really helping each other. So that's really cool.
Absolutely. I think anytime this summer, again, we're going for we have our tools at hand, but if we can proactively set the tone for the day, it's powerful.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, and I think, one of them is really going to hit that kind of emotional spark and like that passion. And the other one, kind of the lightness, that joy that we need, kind of both sides of this, especially during the summer and at any time of the year, but especially during the summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Are we going for number 4?
Let's go to number 4.
Oldies but goodies. We have wild orange and
Oh, goodness. I mean, so yeah, oldies but goodies. And I love that you say that because this was really our go-to when we go to any event.
Any event.
It was at the door. Here's a drop of peppermint and here's a drop of wild orange. I liked 1 drop of peppermint, 2 drops of wild orange. That was and I was very specific whenever anybody at the door. This is how I need it. And so I'd get my oils and I love it. In fact, we did this at our employee training just the other day.
Absolutely.
What a great way to get essential oils.
Absolutely. I love what peppermint does. It alerts all of the senses, and then wild orange is but we're going to do it in a good mood. And I just think it's impossible to be a grouch when you smell wild orange.
No, you can't.
Possible.
It's not possible.
It immediately, mentally, you're like, I'm in Florida. I don't know how that happened, but in 2 seconds, I smelled it. I'm like, sunshine and palm trees. It's happening.
And then the peppermint, awakening, invigorating, and then the limonene from the wild orange.
Absolutely.
It's perfect pairing.
And I love that this one's in our 15 mLs because, again, we could go to diffusing.
Yep.
We could go to how we used it for all of the events, putting it into our hands, rubbing it together, rubbing on the back of our necks, taking a big inhale. but I also love adding these to my water bottle. So
yeah.
I can do a million different combos with oils, but these two, it's just, this is summer in a drink. This is summer in the diffuser. This is summer in my hands.
And so versatile. I mean, this is something you can use in the morning. It's part of your morning routine, like you said, in your water, or put it in a diffuser. It could be part of your afternoon routine. It could be part of your pre-workout, your post-workout. Yeah. It could be even in the evening. You know, right before we're getting into maybe some of the lavender and copaiba, but even before that, as we're all kind of maybe in your homes, you're together, you're getting, you know, dinner ready or whatever it is. Those are just great moments to use those all day.
Absolutely.
All day long.
So peppermint is incredibly cooling as well. So it's summertime. Things are hot. Your body temperature rises a little bit. So this is a great one. And then just one heads up on wild orange. Anytime you use wild orange and then go out into the sun, you will ripen a little faster. So definitely make sure that as you're utilizing any type of citrus oil, including the citrus oils found in cheer, that you have an awareness that you don't want to get it on your skin and then go straight out to the sun.
Yeah, that's good tip. I'm just excited to get to the last box here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. What do we have here? Oh, I can see one's tamer. Ooh, and then digest zen. Ooh, okay. That's a great one to end on there. I love both of those. These really have become a go-to in my life, particularly when I'm traveling or trying different foods or anything like that. Digest Zen just becomes the one that I go to. And then Tamer, particularly for the kids, the younger ones, a little bit milder blend than I'd say the Digest Zen is, but equally as effective.
Absolutely. Or for people who just don't maybe prefer that black licorice type of aroma that comes with Digest Zen, you can choose a different resource. I love that we have two options, especially that we have one for more sensitive skin and the more everyday go-to Digest Zen in a roller bottle. I think we all get those moments with oils that we're like, oh, wait, that actually worked. 10 years later, I still have like, oh, it actually worked again, right?
Again, and that's it. It worked again. How's that possible?
Yep. And Digest Zen is a big one for me. We have 9 kids. You put 9 kids in a car, someone is always at least 3 rows back. Yep. And so they're like, please.
Somebody's always going to need that support, right?
Always going to need that support. So that one never leaves the car or my purse, one of the two, because inevitably somebody has eaten something they shouldn't have eaten. And then we're going for a car ride and you can just hear, Mom. And I'm like, pass back the Digest Zen. Somebody needs it now. I know what's coming. So definitely for the go-to. You travel more in the summer. You're more busy. We get those summer barbecues, and barbecue food maybe doesn't always settle so well, or just every day.
And what I love about this maybe pairing too is you then have that milder option. This one with the spearmint, with the Japanese peppermint in there, a little less of the licorice, from the phenyl aniseed type flavor, I guess, or scent, if you say it that way. It's just a little bit milder, a little bit tamer. Yeah, I think it's a good word. It's a little tamer.
Yes. Yeah. So are you open to talking about one extra bonus oil?
Always a bonus oil, as this is a great opportunity.
Okay. So again, we've talked a lot of different ways to be able to support the skin, support the mind, support the atmosphere. And again, I think when it comes to summer, we are oftentimes overstimulated. And so anytime that we can kind of bring things back to center is incredibly powerful. Roman chamomile, I think most of us are familiar with like chamomile tea. Yeah. You can do the same thing with our essential oil. So you can add it with like I like raw honey, some warm water, add a drop in. This is another one, like I'll double down with my Serenity usage. So I can put a drop on our Serenity stick before I rub it on my kids' backs or their feet. Or if somebody's like, hey, I need a different alternative to Serenity. I want to try something different.
Yeah, maybe somebody doesn't love Serenity. This is a great alternative to that.
I think that's so powerful. And I think that's something that kind of carries through with all of these combos right here is if the one that you are typically recommended isn't your favorite, like for example, Digest Zen, right? We have an alternative. Yeah. There is something there to be able to support your needs and whatever you're looking for as you get into the summer.
Well, and that's the power of the chemistry that's really in these essential oils. We've got there's a lot of similarity. There's a lot of specific, use cases for these essential oils, but there's a lot of synergy as you use different others. There's a lot of common chemistry in them as well that you can say, okay, well, this one maybe wasn't my favorite. Let's use this. Yeah. Or this one maybe didn't work as well as I had hoped. Let's try this other one. And we can always find something that's going to work for us.
Life is way more enjoyable when you have the right tools at your fingertips and you feel empowered and don't feel helpless in your own life. So some amazing tools to have.
I love these pairings. Yeah. Love these pairings. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching and joining here with us on this wonderful conversation about
The
these
word and be
incredible.
prepared for BOGOs when they start on Monday, June 23rd. Thank you again, and we look forward to BOGO Week.